Sean, where do you think we are in terms of negotiation, not negotiation, and world reaction to what's going on?
So, from what I understand, the Besset worldview is taking hold, which is that we've said that these were going to be reciprocal. We need to have a negotiation so we can show that them coming down to give market certainty. And so I believe that that's where things are going to head today. More discussion, more attempts to do kind of what I said last Friday, but I think there was clearly some uh, differences of opinion among staff as to what the goals were. And I think that Besset has sort of won the day on that this needs to be about market access and increasing manufacturing here at home and maybe less about deficit reduction. Not that we can't take some money in, but that's not really the dual message that's working. And so I think that by the end of today, we might have some more progress on talking about deals, getting some things done. But I think that the market's also sort of getting that signal as well.
Dan.
I think they are looking for the exit ramp. They found it with the word negotiation. I think you'll see more announcements of negotiations just to create the perception of momentum. I think the market will be up today. Right now, futures are up almost 1,000 this morning. I think the CEOs, whether it's Wall Street, tech, the business community, realized the best way to get Trump to move was to let him save face, right? Show, like, quote, strength, because you're negotiating. So Trump loves to say everyone's begging me, everyone's, begging for money, begging for my endorsement. So he gets to look tough, but he's exiting. He knows this was stupid. He started telling allies yesterday, apparently, that we're going to end this soon. I think the real interesting question is going to be the Bannons of the world that really want to try to create, the manufacturing hub again. What they're looking at doing to exit is the complete opposite. It's opening market access for our goods and services overseas.
The one thing I would say is just I don't, and I've said this, so I just want to be clear on this, that like if Trump was left to his own devices, this was about market access, this was about fairness, reciprocity. I think he got talked into the deficit piece. That wasn't where his head was at. And so, with all due respect, I don't think this isn't about off ramps like, oh my God, he saw this. This is where his head always was. And it's been for decades. So he's all, I mean, his view was if you take them down, then we're good, not just the tariff, but the non tariff barriers. So I think that just to be clear, this isn't like he's pivoting. Like this is where his head always was.
But the only problem with that, Sean, is if you pull the tariffs down because someone else pulled theirs down, you're not reshoring anything. Because then why should I bring it back if there's no tariff to move things back and forth? Right. So you're that goal, which I think to your point, he dreams of the 1950s. We're making Model Ts in Detroit and steel's made here and everything's made here. He's pulling the plug on that.
No. Actually, because here's where I'll differ. I do think that you're not going to bring everything back, but when given the choice, I think CEOs would rather do business in the United States under our laws than in a bunch of places where you're paying off corrupt politicians much more openly than you do here. And so I think that you may not bring back every piece of manufacturing because of environmental and labor law. But I do think that there's going to be a lot that comes back. And there's also a degree of certainty that they know that the US, like if I'm here, I'm not going to get screwed again.